Good morning, everybody. Now that you've used your AP Style book a little, I wanted to show you some more benefits of practicing with it to prepare for your drill. So first I want to show you on Blackboard. If you are looking at the practice drills in drill 1, then there's several handouts and such items in here, and the grammar review you can just look at if you have particular issues with some grammar, such as who or whom. There's a good many of those in here to help you out. But the main focus is on your AP Style book. So I have several handouts here, the style review, the practice items with answers. So if you look at some of those, one of the first ones is the word choice list. This is not to say that you need to memorize any of these, but if you aren't aware of some of them, or you have issues with some of them and they are not in your AP Style book, then you might want to add them to your AP Style book. Or if they're not in a place in your AP Style book that seems logical, then just write them into your AP Style book. The practice items and the other handouts, the handout that says AP Style book examples, these are just common items used in style book, so you can go through those and add them to your AP Style book where you think is logical. There's also some broadcast ones for later. You can just ignore where it says for broadcast for now, such as down here. But how you use this to prepare for the drill, and I'm sure some of you have already been doing these. On the first drill, the items are provided for you, meaning that you have multiple choice. Later ones, you need to practice on detecting from a paragraph. But for now, this is just to get you used to the style book. So if you look at this first option, you have two. You can choose the one that says Pine Street abbreviated. Georgia is, there's difference there, and then more than and over. Okay, so here these are the same. If they were different, that's one way you could look at it. If you look at here, state names, one's spelled out and one is not, or one's abbreviated. So which one is it? So if you take your style book, and this is the 2019 version, and I will be putting this one in the library on reserve, or the 2020 to 2022 version. So if you look at the style book and you think, well, where should I look up this? You could look under Georgia, but an easier way is to flip over to state names. And just look up under state. So if you look under state names, it says, spell out the names of the 50 U.S. states in the body of the story. You don't do it in date lines, but for the purposes of the first drill, you will not have any with date lines because you don't know what that is yet, probably. But so basically you spell them out in almost all occasions. Okay, so if we go back up here and look at our little handout again, the next one is William Smith was arrested last night on a charge of rape, or was arrested last night for raping. Now this gets a little trickier because you think, well, where should I look that up? So if you start with something such as arrested, then it says, avoid any suggestion that someone is being judged before trial. Do not use a phrase such as arrested for killing. Instead, use arrested on a charge of. So here you're basically saying, if you say was arrested for raping, that the person's actually guilty. And because the person was just arrested last night, we know that person has not been found guilty in court. So you could be sued for stating that. You know, who knows? The person could have got arrested in misunderstanding. Maybe they were trying to help the person and someone else actually raped the person. We just don't know. So the person was arrested on a charge of. So this just goes to show that not everything is kind of easy to look up. But then some of them, once you look them up once, you probably remember them. So look at number 3, and it says, I can't wait to travel to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, then Collins, Tennessee, then to Destin, Florida. Well, we know from just looking up a while ago that state names should be spelled out. So therefore, number 1 would be, the first item would be correct. So the more you use your book, the faster you get at it. I did want to point out a couple of more things, just quickly, that put these little tabs on things that you find yourself looking up over and over again. For example, addresses. You can look up under addresses if you don't know, do I abbreviate this or not? One of the most important ones that you want to bookmark is numerals. You can look up individual things such as ages, items like that, but there's actually a section in your book that says numerals, and it covers all things such as addresses, ages, just how do you do dates and such as that, dimensions, and you can see it's over 4 pages. So it's more helpful to actually look those up in one spot. Okay, I'll post more videos as we go along.